Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Bad Times, Good Stories podcast. I am Andrew Porter.
And I'm Joe Flanders for this episode, apparently.
Just thought I'd keep you on your toes.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
Yep. Who is who? No one knows.
I do. I've got a mirror and self-respect, goddammit. I know who I am.
Welcome to today's episode. We had a lovely chat about worst vacation stories ever, featuring who, Andrew?
With Gillian Neeson. She's an amazing comedian out of many places, but also out of UCB. She has a show there called We're Gross, which is just fantastic. What's that?
What's it called?
We're Gross.
Oh. We
collectively are gross. We're gross. But yeah, it's anybody that's in LA, keep a look on the schedule at UCB for when it comes up. It's really is one of, if not my favorite show there. It's phenomenal.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
But yeah, she came on and did some stories about bad vacations, just a travelogue of horrible experiences from China and Italy, and just
just not getting. She was just Rodney Dangerfield. She could not get any respect.
Yeah, it was insane, and it wasn't like she was like demanding respect anywhere.
Nice person. Yeah. I was initially jealous because she said she's traveled all over the world at like a young age, and I was like, oh, who's this person? And then
who's this person? So high
a
and
world
mighty.
traveler.
Yeah.
But really, traveling around the world just gives you even more opportunity to interact with terrible people.
That's one way to look at it, I guess. Please don't take that away just from this. Anyone listening, but
well, you know.
Well, fair enough.
So, without further ado, I think we're ready to jump into this one.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Shall we travel to the interview?
I'm just gonna stare at you and let you just wallow in that.
All right, here we go.
Enjoy. Let's talk about time on yourself as well with the traveling escapades here.
You guys want to hear about my pades?
Please. Yeah, let's hear about the vacay pades.
Yes.
My vacay pades. In the year 2000, I turned 13.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had what is known in the Jewish culture as a bat mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard
My
of this.
mom, I grew up traveling a lot.
Okay.
Just nonstop. My parents are from Israel, so every single year we would go to Israel and then one other new country that we hadn't been to.
Okay.
So winter or summer we'd go to Israel, and then the other one we'd fill it in. So my mom really wanted to go to China, but my dad refuses to travel to non-democratic countries.
Okay.
So he refused to travel to China.
Stick to your morals.
Yeah.
I do respect him for that.
I do too, actually, yeah.
I do respect him for that. So my mom and I was 13 and incapable of doing anything.
Yeah.
And my mom she's a very, very capable, very smart person, but all too happy to sort of like give control, especially when traveling. She's all too happy to give control to someone else.
Because why have to, yeah.
It's just stressful.
Exactly.
She and I are kind of similar in that way. Like if she and I go to do anything now, I'm from LA and she's been living in LA for like 30 years, maybe more. Between the two of us, we will get in a no, you drive. Like we get so stressed out. So her genius plan was to get a bus tour, which was probably pretty smart because two friendly but ignorant people just wandering around China just seems like a really bad idea.
Yes. Wandering to the
travel
street
in numbers.
Yeah. So the numbers, and also genuinely just to be taken around
completely.
places where you know
literally
it's okay to
shuttled
go
from space to space. Yeah.
So it was so much fun. The other people on this bus, I was the youngest person on the bus by quite a bit.
Yeah.
And there was one other family, but their kids were like grown, so like over 18.
Okay.
So it was really kind of a silly experience, even just on the bus. But China was incredible. It was the dead of summer. It was so hot. And one of the things that was ongoing in our trip in China was, it's interesting to some people I think it's a few Asian, maybe all the Asian countries, but definitely in China, to see a tall blonde person.
Okay.
And I was the tallest, blondest person around. I must have been. I was a real like scarecrow kid.
Yeah.
Real like Helga Pataki, like all limbs and just like a straw head.
Yeah.
And I also did have a big nose. I'm of Jewish heritage. My dad is Greek and like Italian. He's got a very, very big nose, and it just looks one way on a man. I'm not going to make that generalization.
Yeah.
He has a big nose. He pulls it off. I also had a big nose. I
Yeah.
say had. That'll come into play later.
Okay.
I was going to say, yeah.
I say
it certainly
had.
doesn't seem.
Yeah.
seems
I
good.
say had. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was fine then too, honestly. But I was honestly just like any little kid, just growing into myself. I was probably
How
like,
prepared were you for all this sudden attention? Then you're like I'm gonna go on a vacation. And then all of a sudden, it was just like groups of people would stop and ask for photos, or they just take photos with these outsiders.
you
these blonde
jumped
people?
ahead to the story.
Yeah? Okay.
They all wanted to take pictures with me, and I hated it. I was not prepared for that attention. I was like kind of like a little ham. I did like musical theater and that kind of thing. But to be pinpointed for your looks is not fun. And
Especially
also,
like 13.
yeah, you're so awkward at 13. And I was especially tall and thin and not in the fun way.
Yeah.
Not in a way where somebody would be like, do you model? Like, it was just like, are you sick?
Yeah.
And they would
Gang
call
like-
out from very far away, big nose, big nose.
Jesus.
We want to take a picture of big nose.
Holy shit.
So it was like them pinpointing my absolute utmost
my
insecurity and screaming it in droves of people. And the smaller the place, the more people wanted it because the less they were exposed
Right.
to.
Yeah. You were exotic to them.
Which is laughable.